Omo namo menzu shi namo su shi namo vedama shi Omo namo menzu shi namo su shi namo vedama shi Omo namo menzu shi namo su shi namo vedama shi Omo namo menzu shi namo su shi Namo Vedama Shri Yesu. Dhamma re ra le je nye de je ba sa ye je do me de Okay, good afternoon. Yeah. So any questions, anything you like to share from your discussion group?
Just a quick question. I was speaking to some people in the dining hall, and we were wondering what the differences between the different ways of referring to the Buddha, like Buddha, Tathagata, Conqueror, Lion amongst men. There's many. So could you explain maybe why we use these different
okay. So the these different names, of course, carry the same meaning, but illustration of certain specific characteristics of the Buddha. Then, people would say labeled in that way. So all same, whichever way you want to call. But using this different name, you can hear certain highlights. Yeah. Yes, please.
Thank you, Krishna. How can we differentiate between visualization, conceptualization, and imagination? And is this something we can do ourselves, or do we have to rely on a guru to tell us?
Okay. I think visualization and imagination, I think two different things. My understanding, visualization actually is a real thing. Let's say if you visualize Buddha, is really you are actualizing Buddha. You imagining Buddha, maybe not necessarily, the same benefit. So, yeah, visualizations are very much part of the sadhana practices, especially in relation to deity yogas. And when you visualize, let's say, in relation to self becoming deity, you literally become deity. But if you imagining becoming deity, that's not real. So visualizing to be deity, there are process. The conditions are all present, then you know the visualized conditions are also present in real. Then the result of that, the Buddha is real, becoming self as a, let's say, Tara is real. But imagining to become a Tara, not necessarily. And also it does not require all those different requirements. Let's say, becoming a Tara, you know, the basic requirement in relation to the sadhana, you know, the initiations is a basic requirement. Then the very clear the tools of the wisdom of emptiness. So in emptiness, you know, you can purify your ordinary being, and from that void, you become a Tara. Is real, because everything can be actualized, you know, on the basis of emptiness, like that. So, yeah, so it's a big difference, I would say, big difference.
How can we identify?
How can we identify? Okay, that's very subtle. So how can we identify? So maybe like in the three kinds, imagine, visualization, you know, there's example of which is both imagine one and visualize one, and there is an example that which is only actualized by visualization but not imagine. Then there is example of just imagine. So now you have to ask, what is that? Okay. Okay. So let's say with the right initiation and wisdom of emptiness and knowledge of all the characteristics of the deity and the faith in the practice, basis of the what do you call the samayas, in order to, when you are practicing sub-generations of the deity, then like samaya, like refuge, all this has to be there. So that become Tara, that visualized Tara is it can be both. The visualized Tara as well as imagined Tara. Now, without all those conditions, just I am Tara. I am Tara. I say I'm Tara. I'm Tara. Green color. So that is imagined one, not visualized one. You see. So now other one is what? Both. Then imagine one. Now only visualize one, but not imagine one. That one. Okay, maybe a little bit wrong there. I think the front generation. Yeah, so I think okay. So front generation, in the front there's a actualized Tara through visualization, and you imagine in your in the closed eye there's appearance of the imprint that you have about how Tara look like, and vividly appearing to you. Now what is that? This one also almost becoming like imagine and visualize also, isn't it? And maybe something like that. It's a bit difficult to, yeah. So imagine not necessarily is real, but visualize definitely has to be real. But real also meaning the impact. Not for the real for the wisdom, but not for the ordinary mind. Let's say even you with the emptiness wisdom, you become a Tara. You open your eye and show yourself in the mirror. You will see your own. Won't see like the Tara, isn't it? So for the ordinary mind, cannot see the Tara. For the wisdom mind, you have that. You can even uphold the divine pride of I am Tara, and that is not false mind. That you are really Tara. Did I say right? You are really Tara. Why not? Even believing we are impure. Actually, that's the fault. Actually, if you start to believe that I am Tara, that's more real. Because your inner being is Tara, right? Right, Venerable?
I think so. So this beginning from the visualization part comes out of emptiness.
Come out of emptiness.
Between the difference between visualization and imagination.
Okay, so like what Venerable says, visualization come out of emptiness. So that's beautiful. So imagination doesn't come out of emptiness, right? So that's beautiful. Thank you.
So just to clarify, Geshe, if we feel the pride of being Tara, how can we differentiate between that pride and the pride from self-grasping ignorance?
So imagine one, there's a danger of becoming pride. And even false mind, and visualize one, then it's not a false pride, it's a divine pride. It is just, recognition of that divine being. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
I have a question. So with forgiveness, I feel like there's two missteps that I could take. One is, so assuming that I'm asking for forgiveness for things that I've done, either I suppress my emotions or I feel guilty. How can I make sure I don't take those two missteps?
I think forgiveness is not shouldn't be the reason to suppress. Also, feel of guilt. It has to be free of these two. In fact, it's releasing from these two. You can understand like that. So genuine sense of forgiveness. So I think forgiveness comes out of compassion, because you don't want to suffer the bondage of that grasping, at least for yourself, So you want to release yourself from that. So if you still feel guilt, if you still, another word, suppress, then that toxic still remain within your system. Indirect, quietly, subconsciously or consciously, it will hurt you. So the true forgiveness is to really free from that.
Are there any practices that we can do to make sure we don't do the suppression or the guilt?
Okay. Any practice?
Like cultivate compassion towards yourself.
Okay. Yes. Compassion. Om Benza Sato Hum Vajasattva. Any purification practice. Maybe prostration. I think prostration can be very effective. Make you become clearer why you're forgiving, what's, what really is forgiven, and even, be clearer about the benefits. So prostrations, or even arranging some waterfall offerings, flower offerings, all this can be very effective. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. We go from here, then this side. Yeah.
Thank you, Geshe. You said that we should have conviction in the teachings based on reasoning and not based on faith. So I'm wondering about liberation. Like, is emptiness a liberating force? Because I'm not sure if emptiness can necessarily stop attachment. Like, I know that in my mind I have attachment and I also have ignorance, but maybe ignorance is not the cause of attachment. Maybe you can still have wisdom, not have ignorance, but still have attachment to self, and still have attachment to chocolate, and then you're still in bondage. So I'm wondering, like, how do you gain conviction that emptiness is can stop ignorance, and ignorance is the cause of attachment? Because things still exist, right? Things still have conventional existence, and if you look at chocolate, there is still conventional chocolate. So why not have attachment for conventional chocolate to give it to a conventional I, to make a conventional I happy?
Okay. So now you put me into absolute ignorant. So I hope I heard some of them. Yes. Yes, definitely. You can have attachment, but without attachment, can. The inspiration, towards wanting to become Buddha, it is attachment without being attachment, right? First of all, what is the definition of attachment? Then we can work it out from there.
Maybe the involuntary wish of the mind to get something.
Wish of the mind to get something.
The involuntary.
No choice.
No choice.
Okay. Okay, that's. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, now I don't know how to answer. Okay. Attachment. Wanting, liking, liking. So the desirous attachment is always carries the more than reality. So what sister is saying, exaggerate, polarized, more the excessive expectation. So that is like quality of any delusional mind. So the attachment which is not attachment has to be mind of wisdom. So which really wanting that's something that which is even relatively beneficial. So the inspirations of wanting to achieve Buddhahood, even in the relative level, is beneficial. Even the journey is beneficial. Result is beneficial, and it has the virtuous impact. But then, at the same time, there's no exaggerated expectations, not polarized expectations. You see, so it's It's attachment but non-attachment because there's no grasping. You see? So it's without choice must become Buddha. That heart has a valid objective and beneficial objective. And in one way, it's like without choice, we must become Buddha, right? And without choice, we will become Buddha, ultimately, right? So there's only there's not an exaggerated or false kind of expectation. Can be achievable just that way, and it is virtually beneficial. So if it is a desirous attachment, then there's no object, there's no valid object to be achieved. Any object of attachment cannot be achieved because there's not there. It is perceived to be there in the view of desirous mind, but in actual reality, is not there. Is not there the way how you expect it, because always have an exaggeration, always have a like addition to more than that reality. Maybe something like that.
But Geshe, let's say ignorance is the cause of birth in the 12 things. And the ignorance leads to the wish to take a new body, the wish to appropriate a new body, and then this involuntarily propels someone to take a new body, new contaminated aggregates. So maybe there is no ignorance, but still there could be this wish to appropriate new contaminated aggregates, involuntarily still feeling death, still seeing this, not exaggerating, not intrinsically existing, not more good than it is, but still thinking, okay, I feel death, I want a new body at the moment of death, and still involuntarily taking a new body, and then there is still samsara.
Yeah. So then what?
Then there is no liberation. Then there is no liberation.
No liberation, yes.
So no need to get emptiness, does it help?
Or for that, no need emptiness, you mean?
If emptiness doesn't stop contaminated birth.
Oh, can. Emptiness can stop contaminated aggregates because emptiness stop ignorant.
I'm questioning, does ignorance, if you have no ignorance, maybe you can still have this desire to take a new body.
Or if ignorant, definitely have a desire to take new birth, yes.
But maybe also no ignorance and
also,
still having wish to take new body.
Also have, but not necessarily the same way, like how ignorant want to take a rebirth. Different way, different result.
Thank you.
Maybe willingly. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yes.
Geshe, I have a technical pronunciation question.
Okay.
So for the Vajrasattva, this thing, so sometimes you say Bedar Sadhu, sometimes you say Vajrasattva. So in recitation, does it matter the pronunciation to actually have an effect subtly, or even if I just say it in my mind and do the visualization correct, still it will have the same effect. So does Sanskrit and Tibetan matter?
Okay. So like this, correct pronunciation, yes, it matters, but at the same time not matters. So if you don't have the support of definite faith, then pronunciation is almost important to pronounce correctly. But if you have the support of irresistible faith, then faith in the mantra, faith in the deity, like Vajrasattva, then even you mispronounce, you get the same benefit. There's one story there. So this is in relation to, I don't know which Dalai Lama, maybe 13 or before that. So it's understood that there's one Tibetan man circumambulating the Potala palace. So he was a practitioner of white umbrella deity, and when he circumambulates, he recites loudly the white umbrella mantra, and his holiness kind of alerted that this guy is circumambulating. So he watched from the window. Then you see this, one humble, ordinary guy, while circumambulating, reciting white umbrella mantra with total chaos pronunciation, totally not right, not correct pronunciation. But then actually the absolute white umbrella is actually on him. The white umbrella, the deity's energy in the form of white umbrella is on him and circumambulating. So His Holiness thought that how wonderful if even reciting wrong pronunciation, he already have a white umbrella on his crown. If I correct him to recite correct pronunciation, then that would be unbelievable benefit. So he called him up. So teach him the correct pronunciation. So then next day he circumambulated. He's reciting correctly, but white umbrella disappeared. So then His Holiness quickly called him up. No, don't listen to me. You recite the way how you used to recite. So then after that, look at, white umbrella came back. So this is one example. So that's what I mean, most important, but at the same time no need, So he was supported by irresistible faith. So that's why he managed to achieve different generation, of the deity on his crown. But then later, I think his focus, he have no faith. He's not expressing basis of the faith. He was too focused on correcting the word. Then lose that the umbrella like that. So that's one thing. Then, as for the mantra that you pronounce, Om Benza Sata Hung, Om Benza Sattva Hung, Om Benza Sato Hung. So understood, all are correct. So whichever way you recite is correct. Then reciting in mantras are actually recited in Sanskrit, even though the letter you learn from Tibetan letter, but recited in Sanskrit. That's the origin letter. I think very much, all the mantras are, recited in Sanskrit. As far as concerned with the many sutras, many sadhanas, they can be origin in Tibetan language because the masters have a direct visions of the deity. Then from there, the sadhanas are formed, So the transmission is in Tibetan language, so it's better to recite Tibetan. So whatever is the origin of the transmission came, good to recite it. Good to recite in that language. Yeah.
Thank you for nice teaching. My question, concern that I like to clarify is not directly related to the teachings, but like to air out the view. We have in my country many Vajrayana practitioners, and I see a lot of spiritual materialism happening, and specifically Bodh Gaya being a very popular place. I have some colleagues who have done like thousands of kilometers of prostrations coming from all the way from Bhutan to Bodh Gaya, but then when you really look at it, it seems like you wonder if that's the Dharma, or because at the end of it, in this particular case, he seems to advertise a little bit like how much prostration is being done, then putting up a little bit of banners, and even it appears to me that there is the purpose gets defeated. You're supposed to, from what I hear from the teachings, is you're supposed to subdue your ego. But if the practice inflates the ego, then it seems to be like counterproductive. I just wanted to know your view.
Yeah. So in short, is anything that fuel the ego, then is wrong. Anything that purify the ego, then is beneficial. Whatever way it appears. So also those the example that you have given about prostrations, etc. It's very difficult to understand. From ordinary mind point of view, it depends on that individual's motivation. What is their motivation? If the motivation is even the appetite is for inspire others, then wonderful. But if it is appetite for just to worldly concern, then it's wrong. It's wasted. So I think very much define how pure the practice is, whether it's Mayanic Dharma, Hinayana Dharma, Dharma, non-Dharma. I think depend on the motivation. Mainly depend on the motivation and the result. So in the middle, I think can appear all sort of things. Some may not appear like a Dharma at all, just so ordinary. But then it happened to be, in fact, it's a pure Dharma. Some, appear to be Dharma, maybe like talking about materialistic, outwardly it looks so much of ritual, so much of perfection in material arrangement, but then maybe there's no proper motivation, no renunciation, no bodhicitta, no emptiness, and just like banking a lot of musics. So then that's kind of fun only, so not much impact, you see. So I think depend on the motivation of individual. But from our side to judge, very difficult to judge. So I think for our individual practice, just rejoice, hope that it is something most beneficial. Just rejoice, just rejoice if the nature is something is virtue. Even if the nature of the activities are non-virtue, then also is one of the precepts is to correct it. In fact, in the Bodhisattva vow, there's one of the precepts is if any individual performing something that harmful actions, then it is that practitioner's responsibility to correct it. But you have to be very clear. Ourselves have to be very clear that really, by nature or by motivation, that action is really mistake, harmful, then you are in a position to go and correct it. But if we are not sure about it, then we will not be in the position. So just kind of just hope for the best, right? Yeah. What to do? The time arrived like that. Even now, like Dharma teachings or Dharma events, like without advertisement, it's a bit difficult people to know nowadays because people are used to kind of see the advertisement to even know that some Dharma events are happening. You see, but there's a fine line even the organizers, then when they advertise, the motivation has to be pure motivation, bodhicitta motivation, that you want to make available of the Dharma, that Dharma event to as many people as possible. So that's the only platform that, to let them know. But it's just because of gathering more people for worldly concern, then that's a mistake. So there are masters, one very obvious one, like my late master, he really kind of like, especially even Dharma teaching, very important, rare transmissions happening. Sometimes he even tell us, make sure you don't tell anybody. No question about advertising it. So for them, it's like, if someone really genuinely searching for Dharma, anyway, anyhow, also will find out this is happening, and they will be there. You don't need to invite them. When the sincerity, the urging of the Dharma is not ripened, then even you call them in front of you, also Dharma won't go inside. You may hear, you may be in the event, but then the actual ripening of Dharma transmission won't happen because you are not completely, wholeheartedly longing for the Dharma. So it's a bit different than, like kind of introducing holy matters, ordinary matters. For Dharma is more than the teacher, the student has to ripen. So he used to do like that, and also give you very hard time. When people come and ask for Dharma, give us such a hard time. It's almost like you're so stingy to give a Dharma, you have to be so generous, but it's like kind of like find every ways to avoid you, But then sometimes also appear like nobody, he, she are not asking, but then say sit down, offer. So it's really difficult to understand. But one thing is for sure is that I think when someone's meritorious karma to enjoy the nectar of Dharma is very much, I think, from our side need to ripen. Then doesn't matter how far you came from, how far you live, how remote you live, somehow, you will get it, like that kind of thing, So in the Tibet, Lama used to say, months and months, they walk, they travel, even have no food. So sometimes we are not putting effort. He used to tell that when I was 11 years old, he said, my uncle, so Geshe Lama Khuncho saying that his uncle is top in the monastery. Top means like a self-appointed policeman who don't have interest in study, who go around and bully everybody. I mean, not all top do that, but it's like always like build muscular and dominate everybody. Self-appointed police. So. So he kind of he saw that some kind of this kid, like 11 years old, having so much interest of longing for teachings, other than just philosophy. So he's longing for, like even initiations, and he spotted that and he beat him up. So Geshe Lama Khuncho has so many marks on his head. Deep marks. It was given a mark with a wooden cup, which you drink Tibetan tea, the big wooden cup, like that. So he get hurt. So he received this. He somehow heard or just feel his root guru. Haven't even regarded the root guru, but he already knew this is my root guru, and I think has to walk months, something like that, giving a Vajrayogini initiation, 11 years old. This boy realized that, And that guru is literally the lineage holder of the practice. So he ran away from the monastery. He ran away from Sera. And now you can see, after he come back, what's going to happen. He will be completely, beaten up, whatever. He knows, because he already got so much of that, even just showing some sign that he's interested in that, So he went off. And this 11 years old reached to his root guru, the junior tutor of His Holiness. So he arrived there. So he received the initiation. Then after that, I think maybe he was crying or whatever. He approached the attendants. He says, I want to do a retreat, approximate retreat, before I have any transgression to the vow. Because I received today, I must start the retreat today. So you have to give me a room. You have to give me a food. So this boy was saying this to the Lambrang's attendant. So they find cute. They find, because he's a little kid, and wow, so much of interest. Some more want to do retreat, but then maybe he must also express that if I go back, I will never have chance to practice. So and somehow he knew once you have done the approximate retreat, then even you break the commitment, you initiate yourself, self-initiation. So this boy understood that. Can you imagine? You see, and he never had a lecture teaching, especially to the kids in the philosophy monastery. We are not even allowed to touch Vajra bell until you finish Geshe, It used to be so strict like that. So then after that, he informed this to Trijang Dorje Chang. And Trijang Dorje Chang, he says, this boy is not an ordinary boy. Call him up. So that's the time he was, actually Trijang Dorje Chang says, this boy is a reincarnation of great Kadamba master. But let him remain ordinary way. It's more successful, his journey. So no need to recognize, So very, very, with so much care, he given the room, given the food, and let him complete, I guess maybe about 2 weeks or something like that, to finish the approximate retreat. Did the fire puja. He went back to Sera. He got so much beating. So sometimes he said, these are the mark of initiations. Because I used to sometimes, when I'm with him, I always shave his hair. So you have to be very careful, of those cuts. So plenty like that. So he's kind of sometimes tell this story that, it has to come from your side. The call has to be from your side. Then when you get the Dharma, it's like directly transform the heart, So like that. Then there's just lately one Lama passed away from Serame, called Geshe Tenzin Zopa, one of our guru, one of Geshe Lama Subramanian's guru, is, I think some of you may know, Geshe Tenzin Zopa is living Kadamba master. He just recently passed away, some years have passed away. He still practiced that kind of, the similar like what Lama Kuncho does. He will ask the organizer not to advertise his teachings. He has hundreds of disciples from all over the place. He's one of the main philosophy teacher of Serame. He's too good until that even from other colleges, even we have many teachers, we quietly, learn from him. Because sometimes in the college, okay, let's say I'm from Seraje and you're from Serame, you go to the teacher of Serame, it sounds like, we don't have enough good teacher or what, why you go for, that kind of thing. So there's some little, but it's good, that competitiveness needed in rigorous study kind of institution. So it happens. So we quietly learn like that. So anyway, so he don't advertise. So if he knew, his students quietly been spreading around the word, he will really call you up and say that, why you do this? You don't need to invite them. They should invite themselves. That kind of thing. So, but today's world very difficult because people are kind of expected. Maybe most people don't know that we need to call within ourselves to the Dharma. It is kind of like the influence of the how worldly kind of introduction works. If there's no appeasement, then it's like kind of like nothing is happening, isn't it? So no choice now. Facebook, Instagram, blah blah. If you don't use that, people will miss out. So anyway, like that. Okay. Yes, one here.
Geshe, you mentioned in the afternoon that the practice should not be based on any superstition and should be coming out of the realization of emptiness. And I have kind of like disturbing thoughts regarding that because I feel like I am very far away from realizing emptiness. Mm-hmm. And even if I have a glimpse of emptiness, then it's just my ego. And it seems like it's a long way to go. But until then, I feel like if I'm getting on the path of doing some rituals because I see someone sitting on the throne has experienced emptiness, and if he is doing rituals, then maybe I should do it too. But at some point it does become like superstitious then, because I'm just having faith in someone else's emptiness, not my emptiness. And that's where I feel like I have this kind of dilemma that, is it like, should I not do any ritualistic things until I can truly experience emptiness? But that just seems like maybe next lifetime in a way, or is it like something that can go parallel and it's not blind faith, but like how do you express that then? Not being superstitious, but not actually complete experience of emptiness either.
Yeah. No, I think we are talking about ultimately. And at least in the motivation, that, I should purify superstitiousness. I should acquire everything with the basis of the wisdom's validation, But then, and also, like involving rituals, doing rituals doesn't mean all the rituals are superstitious thing. They carry valid meanings, valid practice, So those are not superstitious. Superstitious here mainly actually talking about dualism, the conceptual dualistic mind is given a name as a superstitious. Not necessarily referring the common, the term that we use. You are so superstitious. So there's can be superstitious, may not be superstitious. So if there is a valid reason, then that's not superstitious. If someone really have a wisdom of emptiness and you are taking that as a refuge, that's not superstitious. You see, and imitating the deeds of bodhisattvas because they are so inspiring, and you put into some kind of a ritual kind of training, that's not superstitious. Like even in the text, we'll later maybe talk about making torma offerings. These are ritual, but that's not superstitious. Torma offerings means ritual cake offerings to the divinities, ritual cake, giving ritual cakes to the spirits, harm givers. These are ritual, but this is not superstitious practice. You see.
How do we distinguish them? Because in a way, like, yes, when I read these practices and told us earlier that this being is coming to lick the torma with his tongue, or it sounds like superstition to me because I'm not able to experience it myself. I'm not able to see it myself.
So we cannot define because of I cannot see, I cannot experience. So that's why that's why we need to refer to the reference, valid reference. So we refer to the reference that given by Buddha. But then Buddha also not establishing Buddha through superstitious mind, not just simply believing, someone says so. So we validate the Buddha through learning his teaching, through learning his wisdom. So the Buddha is valid. So then his word become, then from there, the proof that his words are valid. And that's not superstitious, Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So I will continue from the before. So it says, it is on page 107. It says, reflect like this. Although phenomena are not established primordially, yet I remain bound, as though unable to undo knots made in the sky or strangled by the tortoise hair noose. As such, my mind has arisen as a demon and claimed by the conceptualization. I remain bewildered in suffering, thing like that. All hopes and fears, such as fearing illness or harm from ghosts, or hoping to be cured of illness, as well as all thoughts of negation and affirmation in emptiness, place them all within the sphere of emptiness and release them within ultimate reality itself. So that's the best way to purify everything. Purify in everything, bring into nothingness in emptiness, non-existent in emptiness. You see, false I, false claim, even the illnesses, harms, whatever. You have to bring that to end. Purify completely, even untraceable, even one single substance out there. So that that has to be done through analytical observation. You choose the object. If it's the sickness, then if fear about sickness, then on the fear, where the fear coming from? Where is the fear? And if the sickness, certain kind of wound, then you investigate the same way. Then investigate not halfway, all the way, until that you discover the truth, and the truth is nothing other than being void of what you have established by your conceptual mind, so-called as illness, feeling of pain, etc. You see, so that's the best purification. So even this ordinary person, only can be purified ultimately in emptiness. You see, even with the Vajrasattva practice, if there's no element of emptiness, you cannot purify. You see, so purifying this ordinariness through the tools of emptiness. Then from that empty, then you actualize the interdependently existing, the divine person or pure being, etc. So when your concentration and when your conviction in the wisdom and the correct tools of analyzing in the emptiness way, then many problems can be overcome, so swiftly. The more the habitual training you have, the easier to overcome. That's understood like that. Imagine that unable to bear this, you react violently, pulling at the hem of your clothes and shouting your name loud. So you tremble. The hair on your body stand up, and you experience the dissolutions of the 10 classes of consciousness. The 10 classes of consciousness, can be understood in many ways. The one that we mentioned in the first day or second day, all to do with conceptual mind. At that instant, although there are two stream of awareness, think that they are both your own mind. They are but different modes of perception. You see, so when you purify the conceptual mind and you start to utilize the wisdom mind, then you can differentiate between these two. As you contemplate thus, your thought and awareness will come, and your body and mind will be rest in their own natural state. When the thought arises spontaneously, then think like this: oh, everything is my mind. Non-conceptually down in it is nakedness. Therefore, when sickness, malevolence forces, and your own self are examined with the pristine cognitions of discriminative awareness, none are found to have ever come into being. This is the unborn Dharmakaya. There's no inherently things came into existence. There's no inherently things can be, disappear or gone or purified. You will come up to that kind of, the all coming and going will be stopped. All coming and going in the nature, all coming and going in the way of substantially existence will be stopped. Then by stopping that, what you experience is the natural unborn Dharmakaya, which is innate quality, innate being, isn't it? So therefore, the ordinariness or the defilements are just temporal, circumstantial, not innate quality. It's very much like the sky. The nature of the sky is luminous, clear, vast, profound. The ordinary mind's defining of the sky, like cloud, like a gloomy sky, bright sky, clear sky. It is very much the quality of the fabrication or the circumstantial environment, defining the qualities of the innate nature of the sky, which is false. That clearly shows that we didn't understand the sky. We very much understand so little way that tiny layer, those storm. You use as a defining of the wholeness of the sky. So that is definitely so obvious. It's a mistake, isn't it? So the way how we define our own true being, similar way, including of the impure samsaric recognition of impure samsaric person, is just this circumstantial hallucination, kind of regard as our identity. You see, all that has to be seized by seizing the inherently existent, inherent way of existence, and inherent way of, like departing from it is existent. It's up from very nature. There's no such. It exists that way. You see, So only thing that really exists, only thing really out there, legitimately, is the natural state of being, which is the unborn Dharmakaya. Even you label as unborn. The rest of the thing is born out of our misconception. You see, the truth, the really true being of yourself is unborn. It's a natural being, all the time is there, isn't it? So the unborn has no cessation, no cessation. That nothing to be, by its nature, that nothing to overcome anything. You see, our true being, nothing to overcome. No need to overcome delusion. No need to overcome defilement. No need to become Buddha. You see, it's already Buddha. Already pure. You see, so in one way, is to become Buddha. To become Buddha, there's nothing to become Buddha. There's nothing waiting somewhere else, to go there and collect it, or become Buddha. It's simply recognizing fully is the way of becoming Buddha. The recognizing already existing the nature. So it's very much waking up from the sleep. I think on the first day I was talking about that. We are in sleep now. You see, so we just need to wake up. So this sleeping state of our being now is being in the being under the control of the ignorant. So that is the sleeping mood. So lessen the ignorant, then you gradually wake up. You see. There's also no kind of a new wisdom that we need to acquire. Just simply lessening the ignorant, that itself will bring the light. That's why in Tibetan we say Kakcha Mega Kaksamki. Kakcha Mega Kaksam. Simply negating or simply purifying that which is non-existent, from existent. Did I say rightly? It's not there, but we believe to be there. We perceive and grasp. So just simply negating that which is not there to be negated. Yeah, you see. So even though we say negation, like inherent existence, there's no inherent existence, isn't it? Is there anything is inherent existent? No, isn't it? Is anything is substantially existent? No, isn't it? So it's not there. Then what do you mean? That's something that you need to kind of like take it and throw outside. There's nothing to throw outside. Just wake up from the confusion. That's the only thing has to happen. So the unborn has no cessation, and this absence of cessation is the unceasing enjoyment, the Buddha body. The unborn has no cessation, and this absence of cessation is unceasing enjoyment, Buddha body. So between origination and cessation is no abiding. And this absence of abiding is the non-abiding emanation Buddha body. That which does not exist in any of the three times is devoid of substantial reality. Never exist. And this absence of the substantial reality is the natural Buddha body. And all these three bodies we already pre-exist, already have. You see, all these three natural bodies. So that's why initiation is why tantra is so powerful in regarded, sweet path, because the tantric practice, from the very first practice, from the very beginner level, it will put us into a position to directly antidote to the impure view about the self. Because of the self-generation of the deity, you need to uphold, I am the deity. So at first you become the deity, then uphold the divine identity. So that is like directly kind of fighting with misconception or impure perception. So that's why even the definition of tantra is called ngak. Is very much meaning fix or very much talking about fix from our ordinary view, you see, to the divine view, divine from ordinary mind to the divine mind, you see. So the tool of tantra is to purify the ordinariness, and that has to be trained through visualization. Through visualization, you become a deity, uphold the divine pride, and you see entire environment as an environment of divine. Let's say in relation to practice of Tara, so then every people you see as a Tara. Every places you go, you see as a Tara's mandala. Every word you hear, you see as a Tara's mantra. Every thought arises is the Tara's thought. So this is your sadhana, deity yoga practice. So keep keep being in this sadhana. But eventually, it becomes normal to you. Like as how we are so normal, so spontaneous to view ordinary. Have the view of ordinariness. We are so natural to know yourself as ordinary person, isn't it? And so natural to see other as ordinary, impure. Because of we've been meditating, we've been doing sadhana of that for a long time. You see, so that's why it says once you take the tantra, then never missing the 4 sessions. So when you talk about 4 sessions, if you really count, it's almost like whole day. So then after that you go to bed. Even you go to bed also, you go to bed with the yoga of deity. So day after day, and this is commitment is like daily commitment. So every single day, from morning to evening, or at least concentrated 2 hours of 4 sessions. Keep telling yourself, I'm the deity, I'm Tara, and almost like force you to see everything's pure until your mind kind of become a habit. You see, so that's very much is. And where we are is also because we've been trained like that, more than that, So, so view this absence of 4 resultant Buddha's body, which are separated from the 3 factors of sickness, malevolent forces, and your own mind as the actual 4 Buddha's body. So ultimately come to the, your own mind. The source, which is called Dharmakaya, the clear light. You see, all the other rest of the Buddha's bodies are expressions of that. You see, so even in the front generation, like Tara and let's say an example of like Tara image that what we see is illustrations of the Dharmakaya mind of the Buddha of the Tara, you see, and someone whom you regard, she is emanation of Tara, that also arising from the Dharmakaya nature of the Tara, which is the Buddha. In this way, you recognize that every non-conceptualization placed the four Buddha's body in your very palm. View every conceptualization as a resounding signal of ultimate reality. So in the eyes of Dharmakaya, then even the conceptual mind, the conceptually created environment also, you see as a manifestations of Dharmakaya. You train our mind like that, So that means there's no pure, impure, everything become pure. Then in the Tantra, you don't even need to kind of differentiate the certain thing to be purified, certain thing to be adopted, see everything pure. Train your mind, everything seeing divine, pure. Sounds like a bit crazy, but that's the training. And when you're very good training, people start to say you look like a bit crazy, so don't listen to them. You just give a nice laugh and just move on. People won't believe you when you have this pure, very pure mind, because this is not like feel like you are somewhere else. So sometimes it happens, you see. So sometimes even for you yourself need to make sure that you know what's going on. Otherwise you think I'm going crazy. You say, the dal and rice, I see nectar, so am I great? Am I good? What's happening, You see dal and rice as a nectar, immortal nectar, blissful nectar. Especially in the root, you can experience this very kind of like a training, this very hard bread. Sorry. The root institute for me is like, I know that the bread is very famous, that bread. So sometimes you get in a breakfast and a dinner, the same one. but very good training. You see? But always substitute with this delicious peanut butter, Yeah, you can't get anywhere else, So yeah, I'm asking, to bring that the bread with a lot of peanut butter. So if you stay maybe like 1 week or even 1 day, a few days in Root Institute, then rest of the year, you will not miss peanut butter or you will not miss any bread. So anyway, okay. Yeah, see nectar in the bread. So you start to enjoy. Wow, you're so blissful. Am I going crazy? Yeah. So you need to know. No, you're not going crazy. You're enlightening. Yeah. Yeah.
So in Indian tradition, sometimes there are stories of holy men.
Holy man.
Living like
no holy bread.
Sometimes there are stories of holy men living like stray dogs or street dogs.
Oh yeah.
So is that part of this kind of?
No, it don't have to be like that, but when you become holy, not like must be like a street dog, not like that. So, if you like it, you go for it. But you can behave like angels. You can fly around. That's I think better. If you give me a choice, I like to behave like angel, not like the beggar on the street. So some people may like that. So it's okay, whichever. I think I still like to be like myself. I'm good enough. No need to change anything. Yeah, so that's why the root is you don't change the bread. That's signature. So 10 years ago, maybe the same bread is today. So, I don't know, must be the same cook for the 10, 20 years, I don't know. So the bread really don't change one. So maybe the lineage is so strong, passed down, or the same cook, still there. I don't know.
The recipe is still
same?
there. The recipe is still there.
Recipe is still, or maybe following the recipe. Oh, okay.
Those are dharma teachings, passed down from.
Yeah, yes. So it's very good. Okay. Then what is that now? Okay. So view this absence of four resultant Buddha's body, which are separated from the three. I already read that. Okay, to conclude the practice of the true awakening mind, or as a meditation implicit within it, cultivate the following viewpoint to help cut the knots of expectation and apprehensions, things like this. Since this perpetrator of the harm has led me to train in the true awakening mind, it is placing enlightenment in my very palm. So it is thus most kind indeed. Furthermore, like a messenger, it bears a Did I read correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, it bears. Okay, not bear. It like a messenger, it bears warning. So thing like this. Since a suffering like the present one comes about as a consequences of cause negative, non-virtuous karma, if you wish to avoid suffering, you should purify its cause, the negative karma. So in the future, forsake all negative act. In the future, forsake all negative act. The perpetrator of harm is therefore kind indeed, So reminder of purification of negative karma. So four opinion power, is understood as a very powerful factor. So here is, I think, it's even when you apply four opinion power, the antidote, the third opinion power, you use the emptiness meditation, or even maybe can chant like like syllable or tayata umgadikate parasamgade buddhi soha. So when you reach to that section, even if you feel that the sicknesses or kind of, if you knew, it's recite like Hasutra, or meditate on emptiness, reciting Hasutra like that, as a third antidote, third opponent power, it's an antidote, So think this perpetrator of harm exposed my lack of antidotes, my failure even to notice affliction arising, and are thereby definitely emanation of my teacher. So this is how we should think like that, you see. So you see, when the problem comes in our life and it still get confused, not knowing where it's coming from, not acknowledging that this is a result of negative karma, then then it's hard, you see. So when we introduce this kind of teaching, then from now on, whenever obstacle comes in our way, like sicknesses, etc., then immediately, you are alerted to be mindful in the practice. That's why sometimes using this word when someone is suffering, then telling them be strong in the wisdom of Dharma. Just using this language. When someone tells you I'm in trouble, say, oh, okay. Of course you say, of course you pray and you pray for the person, but it says be strong in the wisdom of Dharma. So remember the karma, remember those, any form of Dharma as an antidote. You see. So thinking thus, view them with the joy from the depth of your heart. Think furthermore, like this perpetrator of harm reveal within this very life the sufferings of the future lifetime in the lower realm and fruit of the past lives, the negative karma. So whenever certain sickness, obstacle comes in your way, it feels so thankful. This definite karma is like ripened now, because in the understanding that karma is not, definite karma is not ripened fast. Every single moment karma has a natural power to increase. When it increase, it can become so huge that can result in the three lower realms. So now, at least, I'm experiencing those heavy karma in the human body, where there is environment of good doctors, good medicine, good family, good friends and family situation, calmly. Can you imagine if this didn't ripen now, then the natural power of karma increase. If you happen to experience this karmic result in the hell realm, how to handle me, how to take care of myself, to overcome this situation. I will be in the miserable of the miserable position, helpless position. Even if this experience in animal realm, you see, how I'm going to help myself. You see, even in the human realm, if this obstacle experiencing when I am not introduced to the Dharma, how I'm going to handle, how I'm going to overcome this challenge. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. This is truly a blessing of the Guru, a blessing of the Buddha. That I have the antidote in me, the Dharma. The antidote is so powerful that I still can apply, and even though it's definite karma, I can shorten the time of experience. I can reduce the intensity. While accepting this is definite karmic result. Not just boom, disappear like that. Yes, I'm experiencing it. Yeah, I have to experience it, but I can still purify it. You see, so there's a sense of acceptance and like already relieved so much of fear and suffering. Then when this also can be purified, so uplifting, so hopeful. Even the situation can be so intense, but your heart uplifted. You see, so so this is what it means. It is how to say. It's like a teacher that teach you, how to bring so much meaning out of these difficulties, these sicknesses or etc. like that, Makes sense? Like, when trouble comes, like just think like that. It will make huge difference. And also it's not just kind of like comforting our emotion. is really happens. The relief really happens from the root, not just a symptom. Really happens, you see. And your heart really filled with some kind of protection, you see, like that. Yeah.
Can I just ask?
Sure.
I intellectually I understand how to deal with from what I hear. But isn't this instruction also talking to somebody who is very good practitioner? Like we hear how, like you were saying, Lama Zopa can take on the suffering. Even after the operation, he's very thankful.
Yeah.
But for many of us who are hearing this for maybe first or second time, we will have a hard time putting that into practice.
Yes.
So
definitely.
How should we go about that?
Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, so at least give a try. No harm, exercising this thought, applying this exactly the way how we have taught here. Use it. Then I think at least there's no harm. Yeah. And when you use it, immediately you experience the impact. You see. So, and we need to, how to say, everything, we practice in our very best ability. We don't have to practice the same level as these great masters have practiced, They too start with small steps and manage to do what they can do. So, and how to say, I think like that, at least have no harm, no side effect, so, and just the idea, I think about it, it looks very hard, but then it's very nice. It's really like there's a reason there, isn't it? So kind of we need to convince ourselves that you can do it, because there's so much benefit, even though you can do it a little bit only, very small way, maybe. You have any suggestions? Like maybe from your observation, like maybe you think something, this way could be beneficial for, with new practitioners. You have any suggestions you can share? Similarly, if any one of you, you have something that which is from how to say, from your side, you think if you use this way, then I think easier for us to understand, you can share.
No, I've heard this sort of instruction teaching from the past, some other teachers, and if you can remember to apply it at the time of the bad news, it tones down the impact.
Yes.
Versus if you have not heard it, then you get the full impact.
True.
But I'm wondering for newcomers and for beginners, unless you have contemplated on it,
yes,
maybe like you said, it takes some time.
Yeah, I think at least we hear now. I think that's what you say, like first step. First we heard it, then that's why we do discussions, contemplations, and through some examples, like even this master, they are still have emotions, very much like ours, because they, some masters, they're just manifesting it maybe, but there are also masters really they're ordinary, but because of the practice, they really, see like extraordinary, but they're still ordinary. And they use these practices, So, yeah, of course, firstly, to hear this knowledge, then in our small experiences, the abundance of inconvenience that appears in our life, even emotional or little physical inconvenience, then use there, no need to wait until big kind of episodes comes in our way. Then from there, I think we can improve ourselves. We can become a good in that, isn't it? Yeah. Yes.
Geshe, that's actually a question. Is it better to have enlightenment as a goal, or is it better to just float around Dharma? Like on a cloud, like you're just figuring out. Is it,
okay.
Is it good to have
Yeah, I think good to have some clarity. Good to have goal. Why not?
But still float around.
Yeah, on the way you float around. Here, okay. Maybe little float around. Not too much. To have a goal, then while having the goal, then if you even in the practice of compassion, even in the practice of bodhicitta, bodhisattvas, they know, they know what is their goal is to enlighten for the benefit of all sentient beings, but then they purposely choose to remain without enlighten, because to get enlightened, there are certain focus on the path is needed, and for them, even that few minutes, maybe few moments of that getting a little bit pause from directly benefiting sentient being, they prefer to be being every single moment being with beings, benefiting them directly. Of course, even focusing on the path, benefiting them, but indirectly. So they express that I rather, yes, it's my goal, but I rather, choose to stay among sentient beings to benefit.
And should enlightenment be your ultimate goal? Should enlightenment be your ultimate goal?
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Benefiting sentient beings was the goal.
Enlightenment is not a goal.
Enlightenment would be the tool.
Oh, okay. Please explain.
My understanding was that the reason for seeking enlightenment, it was a tool, a thing we need as a necessary thing to be able to benefit sentient beings perfectly.
Yes, so enlightenment is a tool.
Yeah, it's a lot of issues call it the ticket.
Oh,
the
ticket.
You have he talked about going to a restaurant or a buffet where you bought a ticket to get the meal, and he said that enlightenment was the ticket.
Right. Yeah, to gain the tools of omniscience. Yeah, ticket of omniscience. Yeah.
Can you just have, can your goal just be to be a nice person and not like a pokey porcupine? Can that?
Oh, be a just nice person.
Then be like a pokey
porcupine. I think it would be wonderful to be the nice person like the Buddha. Don't wait to be that. I think that would be very, 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 very nice.
But that just seems very fast.
No, it already says in your palm. It can be in your palm. It's about just matter of how quickly you wake up. It's not a distance. It's not a luggage that you need to carry so much and you have to climb Mount Everest. Definitely nearer than climbing Mount Everest, I think. It's just inside here. Not even inside here. Here. Isn't it?
Maybe.
I mean, of course, easy to talk, but it's not easy. Yes, but it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing, you know. Basically, if you really, pursue the journey towards enlightenment, then the whole journey become beautiful. All the nicest thing that you wish to be, it just comes in your way.
But we don't have to be a monk to be enlightened.
No. That's your choice. Everybody's choice, you know. It's no need. No need. But if you, if it suits to you, it gives you yeah. So really, it's individual choice. In order to enlighten, no need to be a monk. But if you be monk, if you be monk and you're able to preserve the commitments, then definitely there's a great benefits. You know. Yeah. Okay.
Geshe, I just want to take your opinion on something. For small sicknesses or accidents, one can be thankful for that suffering.
Yeah.
But when it comes to something like severe cancer and you are taking heavy doses of medicine, chemotherapy, etc., then sometimes our capacity to understand and analyze and be grateful goes seriously down.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, if someone is in that situation, would you recommend him to take all these therapies and feel dull, or just to face the cancer and die with dignity and still be able to thank, So once you take those heavy medicines, sometimes I have seen people who are not able to behave properly, use their mind or brain, So it's a dilemma. So sometimes people want to live life and die with dignity.
Yeah.
So what is your opinion?
In that kind of situation, I think, respect individually whatever they feel the best, whatever they feel the most comfortable for them. If even Dharma practice kind of bringing more inconvenience and stress to, that stressful mind, then even Dharma shouldn't recommend, I would say. We can help with the Dharma by somebody else, but for that person, okay, this is just good for you, and you have to do it. And for some people, that really stress them up more. Stress them up because of I don't know how to do properly. Stress them up because of I don't have energy, but I have to accumulate so much. Blah blah blah. People can confuse more. So I think we have to, in that kind of critical situation, even want to offer help of Dharma, I think has to be using all the skillful means. What suits the best, and do that. Otherwise, from your side, that this is best for the person. Then at least that person be the reason for you to accumulate Dharma and dedicate. So I would say like that. Yeah.
Thank you, Gilman. I was hoping you would talk about karma expanding. Since I read that in the Lam Rim, the 4 characteristics of karma that increases, I've been thinking on this, and I haven't been able to find a reason based on reason. So I was hoping you would shed some light on it.
Yeah, karma increases.
Yeah.
Yeah. The stain or the potential of the karma, when we talk about karma, is an imprint that carries within our mind. It's a mental factor. So when we talk about karma, the karmic potential is a mental factor, the secondary mental factor, you know. So the longer that you keep, you know, it become multiplied in the sense that it become more established, and the more you establish, naturally it is force is become greater. You know, you can understand even that way. You know, not necessarily kind of like you calculate with the number. You know, so yeah, maybe like that. Okay. So then it's the preparator of harm is therefore kind indeed. Thing like this. This preparator of harm expose my lack of antidotes, my failure even to notice affliction arising, and are thereby definitely emanations of my teacher. Then thinking thus, view them with joy from the depth of your heart. Think furthermore, like this preparator of harm reveal within this very life the sufferings of the future lives, and in lower realms, the fruit of the past lives and negative karma. He hold the drawstring of the sack of the lower realm, and is therefore most kind indeed. And reflect like this: if he has been benefited, if he has benefited me this much, he must definitely be an expressions of enlightened activities of the teachers and the three jewels. You know, so from that point of view, so view the preparator of the harm as a desirable, enduring, and close to your heart. So it's a very tough practice, but so, you know, reflecting on the meaning, then, yeah, at least, you know, you lose aversion. So that's the benefit. You know, close to your heart, you know, how close can be also defined, something, undesirable things, how close to your heart, as long as have a less aversion, then from that point of view, it's not like I like it, you know. You should view sickness and suffering as possessing similarly beneficial qualities. Even if you contract leprosy, you should reflect like this: this will bring future suffering to fore. This life is but momentary event, and if I were not afflicted by leprosy and illness, my mind would be embroiled, in the chores of this life, leading me to accumulate negative karma. Given that illness and so on, and this mundane way of life, how does it read? Abruptly, and enable me to encounter Dharma. Yeah, they help me take the essence of this bodily existence, view leprosy and sickness with heartfelt, uncontrived joy. You see, so it's just giving the scenario of in a serious kind of, you know. So furthermore, think sickness and suffering engender true renunciation in me. So that's the one of the main thing. For you see, without renunciation, you cannot enter into the true Dhamma path, true path towards liberation. So the sickness and suffering problem really make us to see how nasty the samsara is, how nasty the karma is, how nasty it is caused the delusion is. You know, good time, good thing won't make us realize that. You see, so and the most blessing that we need to receive at the initial level is to make sure we enter into the path. That's the most marvelous gift, and that only can really very much. Of course, through inspiration, you know, we may enter into the path, but usually the suffering is the one. Suffering experience is the one that make us renounce. Because enter into the path means renounce. Enter into the path of Dharma, path of liberation means renounce samsara, renounce suffering. You see? So when suffering directly kind of teach us, that's most effective. Now, for which our suffering, there can be no true renunciation. For without suffering, there can be no true renunciation. Since they definitely help dispel the afflictions of my mind, they help me realize the teaching intent. So they are most kind indeed. For it is stated, with the disenchantment, arrogance is dispelled. Furthermore, suffering brings forth compassion, which is the root of the great vehicle. For it is stated, towards samsaric being, generate compassion. One of another most valuable heart is compassion, and if there's no suffering, there's no compassion. You see, if we don't have problem, there's no compassion on ourselves. If others are not suffering, there's no reason to develop compassion. You see, so in that point of view, it doesn't mean that compassion is so beneficial that always there should be someone suffering. Not that way. As long as we are still in samsara, then the relative truth about being in suffering is so beneficial to actually cause liberation from all the sufferings. Then reflect, suffering dispel all my suffering and secure all my happiness, and therefore bring me benefit. Just as your teacher and preceptor are most kind in conferring vows upon you and giving teachings, sentient beings and malevolent elements, forces too, assist you in training enlightenment. You should therefore view all of them too as your spiritual teacher and contemplate their great kindness. When you learn to attain your mind in this manner, all activities of your body, speech and mind and everything that appears in the field of your senses will be transformed into the true accumulations. From that point onward, you will obtain the spiritual practice that ensure nothing is wasted. You see? So when you don't remember the suffering, then whatever practice we do is mostly superficial or no weight, because there's no weight of renunciation. So whenever we practice in the concern of the suffering of the limitations of samsara, then there's a genuine renunciation. Then that carry the weight in our practice. You see, so even like preserver of any precept, especially like monastery precepts, always have to be mindful in the concerning of at least the limitations of samsara. Then the renunciation is like always intact. Then in relation to the Bodhisattva vow, always remembering the suffering, the suffering limitations of sentient being, then Bodhisattva vow is like so intact. Otherwise, it's kind of like a very, very nice language, but not carrying the weight as a path. So whatever level of practice we practice, renunciation is still the key thing. Even Tantra, when you practice Tantra, if there's no urgency is developed in our heart concerning the suffering of sentient being, then the Tantra also no weight. You see, so renunciation is what will define true tantric path, true Bodhisattva path, true the path of liberation. So with this, the attaining in the true awakening mind, the special thought has been presented. Okay. So then it says, striving in the dual practice of accumulation and purification, the extraordinary activities. So now the main two practice of taking adversities, taking sufferings onto the path of conventional awakening mind and ultimate awakening mind. So now is a dual practice, which carries accumulation as well as purifications. Accumulations of the merit of method, merit of wisdom, and purifications of the obstacle to samsara, and obstacle to nirvana, and obstacle to omniscience, very much that. So transforming adverse condition onto the path of enlightenment by means of striving in the dual practice of accumulation and purification, the extraordinary practice is presented as follows. The twofold practice is the most excellent method. When you encounter suffering, thought desiring happiness arises uncontrollably. Experience such moment as motivating you in the following manner. The first practice, the accumulations of merit, is as follows. So, if you wish for happiness free of suffering, cultivate faith and respect towards the teacher and the three jewels, which are the cause of all happiness, gather accumulation. Think that the experience of suffering admonish. The experience of suffering admonishes you to think such thought. Okay. Then engage extensively in making offerings to the three jewels. Offer alms and service to the spiritual community, and make dharma offerings to the elemental spirits. Give charity to the ordinary folks, and making prayers for the cessations of your cyclical expectations and apprehensions. Offer mandalas and other articles to the teacher and the three jewels. So like auspiciousness, offer auspiciousness, like inauspicious, etc. An example. Cultivate faith and respect towards them. Go for refuge and generate the awakening mind, and make the following appeal with fervent joy. Since I am ignorant, please care for me in the best way possible. Make the following supplication as well. It says, if being sick is the best, please make me ill. If being cured is the best, please restore my health. If being dead is best, please make me die. If long life is best, please prolong my life. If shorter life is best, please shorten my life. May all enjoy the fortune of enlightenment. So everything what I experience, you feel happy. If this is most beneficial, please increase the happiness. If suffering, then you think like that. Even whatever experience comes in your way, if can use this aspiration. The second practice is the purification of negative karma as follow. Again, imagine that suffering comes as a messenger, exhorting you. Read like that? Exhorting you. So if you do not desire suffering, abandon its cause, which is negative karma. With this thought, purify negative karma through the four powers, so four abundant powers. In the presence of three jewels, the power of reliance, engage also in the right requesting forbearances, in the extensive purification right, asking like forgiveness through regret, then antidote, then repentance, like that. The third practice is making offering to the marvelous forces. It is as follows. Offer torma to the perpetrator of the harm, like Gektor, and there's a like even can be like a suit offering, also of course offering to the merit field, but also offers to the debtors, like that. Then like Gektor is especially to the harm givers, to the practice, sadhana practice, etc. And Torkya, there are many forms of torma offering practices to give to the perpetrators of harm. Those who can mentally cope should also do the following meditation. someone in front of you, the perpetrator of harm, visualize as a meditation deity and reflect like this. You are kind indeed, for you have led me to the true awakening mind. You have helped me in my quest to find happiness and dispel suffering. I request you to further to cause all the sufferings of sentient beings to ripen in my current illness. Please do not depart. Instead, stay inside this body of the mind. Ensure that this sickness is not cured but endures. When you really think like that, the harm givers run away. Not like come into you. Because it's antidote. Some people may think that, if I do like that, then really spirit will come in me, sickness will ripen upon me. In the nature of karma, it doesn't work like that. So if rather the sickness will start to cure, the karma start to purify. If it's spirit harm, the spirit start to depart from your possessing into your body or attached to your body, etc. like that. Thus joyfully let go of your body and mind and cut the ropes of all expectations, apprehensions, and desire for happiness. Without dwelling on the sadness, from the depth of your heart, experience the blissful enthusiasm. Those unable to complete along this line should here cultivate loving kindness and compassion with the special emphasis. Reflect like this. Since you obstruct my work for the benefit of all sentient beings, you will be reborn in the hell in your next life. I shall help you with material and spiritual gift. So like a soot offering, soot offering, the aroma offering that made out in the flower, then put 3 white, 3 sweets. Then with the ritual in relation to compassionate Buddha Cherezik, then you burn in the fire. Then first, let them have that, and then satisfy with that, and for them to leave causing harm to you, or pay back the debt. Then after that, give the charity of Dharma, especially emptiness teaching. So if you are using Hasutra, in relation to that, then you recite from form is emptiness, emptiness is form. No need to recite from the beginning. Form is empty, emptiness form onward until to the end. Or otherwise recite Tayata Gade Gade Paragade Parasangade Buddhiya Soha. Or also recite Om Mani Padme Hum, like that. So giving the Dharma. Or some you can right there pause and meditate on emptiness. Exhorting thus, confront them with the word of truth. Visualizing the perpetrator of harm as deities is like placing an evil person in the domain of king. They cannot then do any harm. This is another approach. Then another practice of Dharma is the Gektor offering, in relation to someone that if you have high Tantric initiation, then if you feel there's some kind of spirit harms or some spirit has many different levels. So maybe Gektor can be so helpful. But in order to do that, you need to do that with self-arised deity, meditation on deity, like an example, like a Yamantaka. Then you prepare the Gektor Toma, the 3 Toma, which also contain 3 white, 3 sweets, and 3 candles, and 3 hand, kind of like a stem thingy. Then with the ritual, then how to say? There's a powerful mantra called Om Sumbani Sumbani Hungbe. There's a powerful mantra to dispel it. So you perform that. Now then there's another very powerful practice called Chaksum. Make a 4 kind of Gektor like Dharma. Then put all the leftover foods and like some of the black foods like radish, sesame seed, onion, etc. Then there's a ritual sadhana. Again, most beneficial is to perform someone who has a high Tantric practice. Then, it can be proven. It's so effective, especially if someone is like falling sick. Then you, in many cases, it's almost like kind of like a take out the tone. If in case this is due to some spirit harm, can be very, very helpful like that. Fourth practice is offering torma to the Dharma protectors and supplication as follows. Please ensure that no obstacle arises in my meditation practice. Remember the promise and the solemn oath you have taken in the presence of the Buddhas. The Dharma protectors are all attendants of the deities, in attendants of the Buddhas, like such as you can say Mahakala, Pandit Lamo, Srinchanga, etc. So protector, Dharma protector, some are Arya Bodhisattva, some are even deities, enlightened one, and some are Arya Bodhisattva, and some are ordinary Bodhisattva, some are even ordinary gods. Many of the ordinary one, initially they are spirits, they are harm giver. Then the Buddhas, kind of subdue them, like Guru Pema Sambhava, subdue so many demons and turn them into a Dharma protector. So there's a protector pujas, protector prayers, like Mahakala prayer, Kalarupa prayers, like Pandalamo prayers, so that you can do with the tea offering prayers, Dharma offering prayers, or just simply reciting their mantra, can be so helpful. And also, these attendants are assigned by the deities and Buddhas to help practitioners. So if you're truly, on the path, then to gather conducive conditions and clear obstacles by performing protective pujas, it can be so helpful. So like that. So like in the retreat prayer book, you can copy. There's a protective prayer section. You can copy if you like to practice. Like that. So in this way, you should train with the effort in these four practices, making offerings to the deities and the spiritual teacher and supplicating them, and purifying your negative karma, making offering to the malevolent forces, and making offerings to the Dharma protector. Having presented the practice of taking adverse condition onto the path, the following is now stated to present the yoga in the between session. Okay, maybe we have to stop here. Thank you. Dagi chinye sabe jewan de dendang jowa gunlang gambe dan chebra jizun lo san drama tembe nyingbo rendo sa je jo joy je yeme do drama Thank you very much. Thank you.